Hello, and thank you for joining me on Healing Streams Reflection. The title for today's post is I Am Not, but I Know I Am. Beloved, do you ever feel that the Christian life hasn't lived up to its billing? You know, abundant life and all that relates to it. Perhaps you are disappointed with your work and at times even with God. If so, meet Louis Giglio, who seems to have the Midas touch when it comes to creating outlets where people can refresh and deepen their work with the Lord. In 1997, Giglio founded Passion, an organization whose nationwide conferences have lured almost 500,000 college-age worshippers for the purpose of drawing strength from God and one another. Giglio's record label, Six Step Records, has sold as well, selling more than 1.2 million CDs featuring Passion music. He still finds time to lead 7.22, a singles Bible study in Metro Atlanta that draws 3,000 weekly. The name refers to both the group's meeting time and its biblical basis, 2 Samuel 7:22. The popularity of Passion has made Giglio's name synonymous with worship. And although this story is about worship, it is not about music. If Giglio had its way, it wouldn't be about him either. This is a story about worship as a way of life and about putting into proper perspective the fact that all things were made by God and for Him. That includes you and me. We were made for God, but all too often we want to flip-flop that equation. According to Giglio, most Christians spend most of their lives trying to get God to revolve around them. When He doesn't, and most often He doesn't, then we complain towards Him. Some people even tell Him they are finished with Him. Sin has deceived us into thinking that we are the center of our lives. The most adventure, joyful, satisfying life awaits us when we begin to walk in the knowledge that we exist for God, claims Giglio. Romans 12:1 says, present your bodies a living sacrifice, a living and a holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. This is not some emotional song singing togetherness moment. Instead, if you have seen the cross and you have seen mercy, then live in a way that reflects your gratitude. As we deal with family and business, face trying circumstances and decisions, and even approach ministry, Giglio says it is vital to remember one thing. It's all about God. Life is not about us. Church is not about us. The Bible is not about us, it's the story of God. The last time I checked, he says, the cross doesn't shine as a spotlight on me. It shines a spotlight on the God who do such a thing for me. We were created to please God, to discern his will, and to do it. This is Giglio's idea of worship. An around-the-clock way of life, no music required. That's what passion is about. Getting a 19-year-old fired up about the concept that maybe I'll be an attorney, an architect, a banker, a preacher. But whatever I do, I want to do it for him. That is where life is, real life. The life we all want. It's found in resizing ourselves. Because at the end of the day, if we have tried to build our name, run our lives, and control our existence, it will absolutely wear us to a frazzle. Giglio's servant's mentality permeates passion conferences as he and worship chants such as David Crowder, Matt Redman, and Chris Tomlin take a back seat to the marquee player God. We want our names to go away, and we want his name to be big in the hearts of people, says Giglio, whose reverting Bible studies at Passion and 722 promote a radically selfless lifestyle. It is an existence in which God increases and we decrease, in which we lose our lives for his sake. The concept lines up perfectly with scripture, but it is the exception and the rule today. The church has succeeded at shrinking God down to some very uninteresting, non-compelling level that is safe and controllable, he says. But what about the sheer terror of God, the awe of God? We have somehow scattered those things. Speaking with Giglio is humbling and thought-provoking. The truth of his words reflects God's glory. They are meaningful, accurate, and living water for anyone who will venture to the world. How does Giglio maintain his zeal? I try to keep getting myself up on a high place where I can look at the view and I say, oh wow, this God is amazing. And you add to that the idea that he has invited me to know him, that he pursues me. It's more than I can comprehend. That is the ride. That is where life is. That is why you take chances, swim upstream, and believe for things that you can't figure out how to pull off. Sounds exciting. Any takers? Thanks for listening. And it is my prayer that this idea is remembering that he is God and that we are not God. He is Lord and we are not. He is in control and we are not. This life is all about you, God, and I am all about you, as one has said. May God richly bless you and have a wonderful day.